Alright, YouTube, this is my response to PuffBear 359's contest, and he wanted to know, I guess it was my all-time lineup from 1980 through the present. And I picked some interesting players. I'm going to start out with my catcher. My catcher, of course, the kid, Gary Carter, one of my all-time favorites. Even though I'm a Cardinal fan, this guy was a Cardinal killer, but he was one of the best ever. And, of course, you couldn't have first base without Albert. Sorry about the glare there, but Albert Pujols is my first baseman. And again, out of respect for an enemy, Ryne Sandberg, one of the best second basemen. Another Cardinal killer, by the way. But you had to admire him because he was a great player. And no better shortstop than the Wizard. Maybe not the best hitter in the world, but this guy made plays defensively that nobody to this day has even made. This guy was just a vacuum cleaner. Awesome. One of my favorite third basemen of all time, Michael Jack Schmidt. Hall of Famer. You don't need to say anything more about him. And then my outfield right fielder, Mr. Tony Gwynn. And my center fielder, I kind of, you could have picked Ken Griffey Jr., and all that, but I wanted to go with one of my all-time favorites, E.T. McGee, Willie McGee of the Cardinals. Of course, being a Cardinal fan, this guy back in the early 80s, Whitey Ball, one of the big key players for Whitey Ball. One of the ugliest 300 hitters you'll ever see. And I'm not just talking about the fact that he was ugly and looks like E.T., but the fact that you'd watch him... You'd watch him bat, and you go, oh, this guy can't be hitting over 250, and yet he ended up looking at the paper, and he hitting 300. So, E.T. McGee, my center fielder. And this guy is the king of the douchebags, but he was one hell of a player. Mr. Rickey Henderson is my left fielder. And I don't think there was a better pitcher during this time period than this guy right here, Mr. Maddox. Again, admiring a guy that pitched for our arch rival Cubs, but he was awesome. And my closer, of course, Bruce Sutter. Couldn't do any better than that. So that's it. That's my lineup. I want to put this up here for Zane. I hope you can read that. Thumbs to the sky, everybody. Let's keep YouTube on the positive side. I don't know if you can get that. There we go. Hey, I'll learn this thing one of these days. There it is. Catch you later.